guys, welcome back. Today I am going to do a little chit chat, get ready with me. I know you guys really like these. It's going to be a very simple makeup look. I'm going to give you a little bit of a fitness update, a health update, and also just give you a few tips on how I've been keeping myself motivated to keep going and kind of keep working and striving to reach my goals. So if you want to hear a little bit more about that, then keep on watching. I'm just going to prime with my NARS Radiance Primer. I've already done my skincare. So I thought today, like I said, I would just give you guys a few little updates, how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. Am I still enjoying my fitness journey that I've embarked on? The answer is yes. I'm still very much enjoying it. I'm gonna use my NARS Natural Radiant because it's easy peasy. It has now been quite a while since I started this whole new fitness chapter in my life where I'm really focusing on my health and my diet and my exercise and just, you know, trying to make some big changes. It's been a while now. It's been like 4 months, which is crazy. It's completely flown by. But that also kind of means that I've found myself no longer in the like honeymoon phase, if you know what I mean. When I first started, I found it really challenging just because the actual fitness element of it was challenging. Like the nature of what I was doing was hard. And then when I started being able to do more, I kind of got into the swing of it where I can do all of the moves. I'm getting good, my form's getting good, my endurance is much higher, like I can physically run these distances, but now it's like about beating my time. We're working on like improving now rather than building a groundwork of skills, just kind of competing with myself to get better. That was the honeymoon phase for me. And I am kind of still in that. Like I still love it, I still enjoy training. I'm going to use the Jeffree Star concealers. Now that it's been, you know, 4 months, like a significant chunk of time, I have now experienced days where I'm a bit like demotivated, where I'm a bit like, oh, can I be bothered? I kind of just don't want to do that today. I'm starting to have days where I have to kind of talk myself up and remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing, talk myself into doing it basically, which is kind of what I wanted to talk about. It's like how I've been motivating myself, how I've been keeping myself on track basically to reach the goals that I've set myself. Because a lot of you have been asking me like, you know, I'm just starting to get into fitness, or I'm trying to do couch to 5K, or I'm trying to, you know, do my first park run. How do you stay motivated, or how do you keep yourself going? And a lot of you have been asking me, so I thought I would give you some tips. I am no pro. I am a very normal person who also needs to motivate themselves, also needs to basically get themselves to do these things. Like I don't wake up in the morning every morning like, yeah, let's do this. I want to go to the gym. I'm gonna absolutely smash my workout today. Like some days I wake up and I'm like, I just want to go back to sleep. I don't feel like it today. When you first start doing it, whatever, regardless of what your kind of incentive is, be it for a bit of fat loss, be it just to build muscle, be it just to improve your performance, regardless of what your goal is, usually at the beginning of whatever it is, you feel and you see the biggest changes because you're going from, well, in my case, nothing to a lot in a very short space of time, because it's kind of shocked your body. For example, if your goal is fat loss, the more fat you have to lose, the faster you lose it. So I've lost a large amount of fat and my fitness has gone up massively. Even though I'm still changing, I'm building muscle, it feels much slower. When you're seeing changes, it's easy to motivate yourself because you're being motivated by seeing and feeling different. Whereas if you're working and you feel like the changes are much more subtle or much slower, I think that is when people either give up or, you know, get frustrated or just need a little bit of a motivational boost. I really like the Magic Star Concealer. I think it looks gorgeous. So here are my tips on how to stay motivated on your fitness journey from a very normal girl with very normal fitness goals. My first tip is to accept the fact that you're not always going to feel motivated, and to accept that early on in your journey, because at the beginning you are motivated, you're seeing changes, you're like, yeah, I'm finally doing this, I feel good, let's keep going, like I'm ready. You're like, yeah, how have I ever not wanted to do this, you know, like how have I ever not been this motivated? Because I'm so motivated right now, why would I stop? I can't imagine not wanting to do this. Have a little conversation with yourself and be really honest with yourself. There are going to be days where you're not gonna wanna do this. You're not gonna wanna get up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning and go for your run. You're not gonna want to do that. If I'm honest with you, it's those days when you don't want to do it that you should really go and do it. And the reason that I say that is because those are the days when you're building discipline rather than relying on motivation. Motivation comes in waves, motivation comes and it goes, and it's something that you shouldn't always rely on. That is something that I have really struggled with. I go through massive phases of motivation in my life to do everything. In work, in fitness, in food, whatever it is. When I'm really motivated, I work really hard, and if I'm not motivated, I won't do it. I just won't do it because I haven't trained and practiced the self-discipline to make myself. I'm just setting the rest of my face with my NARS pressed powder. As much as I definitely believe that fitness should be fun and that you shouldn't be forcing yourself to do it, even things that you enjoy, sometimes you can't be asked to do. Your friends are all going out, they've asked you to come and you're like, I really can't be bothered. That is something that you know you enjoy. You love going out with your friends, you love seeing them, but you're just not feeling motivated to get up, to get dressed, and to get out. It's kind of exactly the same thing with fitness. If you find something that you love, an exercise that you genuinely enjoy, be it boxing or running or swimming, you know in your heart, I enjoy this, I'm just not feeling motivated. I'm gonna practice my self-discipline and I'm gonna go anyway, and I'll feel really good afterwards. I might actually enjoy it while I'm there, and it will take me one step closer to my goal. And honestly, that's kind of my first tip, is to appreciate that early on and to understand that early on, so that when that honeymoon phase does kind of come to a close, or a massive wave of initial motivation starts to kind of taper off, you can be like, I knew this was gonna happen, and this is when I need to start working really hard to practice my self-discipline, get myself to the gym, or get myself to my dance class, or get myself to Zumba. I'll probably enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, I've practiced the self-discipline, and I might enjoy it next week because I've got one step closer to reaching the goal that I want to hit, and you can at least feel good in that. So yeah, my first tip on how to stay motivated is realize that you're not always going to be motivated. I'm going to use my Too Faced dark chocolate bronzer. This next one is a little bit of a cliche, but it's kind of true. It's very true. Find your why, which is such a kind of common term that's thrown around, but find the reason why you are doing this. Not because someone else wants you to do it, not because you want to look a certain way because of someone else. Why are you actually doing it? Why are you trying to change so many habits in your life? What has brought you to this point where you want to change? Everyone's is going to be slightly different. It could be in a similar ballpark, but everybody's reason is going to be completely different and personal to them, and that is the point. I have lots of whys. I want to live a long and healthy life. I want to climb Machu Picchu this summer. I want to reach goals that I didn't think I could do. I want to feel strong. I want to feel empowered. I want to impress myself, not other people, just myself. Like, I want to do things and be like, I didn't know I could do that. And I just want to feel really, really good. For me, my why isn't aesthetic. If your why is, then of course, that's completely fine. If your why is purely aesthetics and that drives you enough to work hard, then do it. Just be so honest with yourself and be like, why am I actually doing this? Make it something that you actually care about. Like, if you don't actually care, how long are you actually gonna stick with it? Find your why so that on days where you're like, oh, I really don't feel like it today. Remind yourself why you're doing it. What is my why? And if that doesn't make you feel motivated, then maybe your why isn't as important to you as you thought. And maybe you need to rethink your why. I'm gonna take the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I actually met Anastasia the other day. She was so glam. Like, she was the definition of soft glam. She was amazing. And I'm just gonna take Orange Soda, the soft peach color. My next tip, I'm just popping this in the crease. Are you enjoying what you're doing? Personally, if I don't enjoy something, I don't want to do it, which is why I am so happy that I am in a position where I can have a personal trainer, because I love people and I love making friends and I love meeting new people. And for me, having Monica makes me want to go to the gym because I look forward to seeing her. I look forward to training with her. And for me, it's like a fun social thing. And I'm not gonna, you know, do 3 sessions a week with Monica forever and ever and ever. And, you know, eventually I will cut down my sessions with her and I'll start going more with Tim. But you just have to be sure that you're enjoying your training. Because if you aren't enjoying your training, your motivation will run out pretty damn fast, because you're gonna either get bored or you're just gonna dread your sessions. And if you start dreading it, that's such a negative connotation with fitness and a negative mindset towards exercise that you really don't want if you're trying to make it something that's like a lifestyle for you. Because if you don't enjoy something, you're not gonna go and do it. You're just not. So I really look forward to my training sessions. I really look forward to the park run on a Saturday morning. Me and Tim did it this morning. We literally finished it 2 hours ago, had a shower, and now I'm here filming, and I really enjoyed it. I feel super accomplished. I know I've already done my exercise for the day and I beat my personal best, and I feel really good about it. I'm taking Rustic. I'm so happy that I'm enjoying it and that I found exercise and fitness activities that I enjoy and I want to do every week. So that's what I would tell you to do, is find something that you really enjoy and also try new things. If you're like, I hate all kinds of exercise, you probably haven't found the exercise that works for you yet. So keep trying new things. Make it like a fun thing that you and your friends do, like trying new exercise classes. All you have to do is just go for one, get a feel for it. If you're not keen, then you don't have to go again. My next little tip, my little tippet, is don't go all in straight away. I think this is a mistake that I've made in the past, where I've been like, I'm gonna change my diet, I'm gonna start exercising 5 days a week, I'm gonna change my diet, I'm gonna start walking everywhere, like this is it, I'm gonna change everything. And I tried to change everything at once. Like, it sounds kind of obvious, but don't do that. If you start trying to change everything at the same time, realistically, a few old habits are going to start sneaking in, and then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I failed. What's the point? This isn't something I can stick to. This isn't something that's long term for me. And then you kind of give up, which is exactly what I've done many, many times before. In my opinion, slow and gradual changes are the way forward. Personally, I just started with a couple of dietary changes. I stopped eating pasta twice a day, and I started incorporating some more vegetables. That was my first step. And I probably did that for 2 weeks before I even started exercising, trying to get some more protein in so that, you know, once I did start exercising, I already knew how to incorporate protein into my diet, so that didn't feel like an overwhelming new thing to start doing. And that was all I really changed. And drinking more water. I started drinking a lot more water. I am gonna use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And then I've said this in previous videos, and then I went for my meeting with my PT, and then I started seeing her twice a week, and then I slowly started adding classes. Now I'm on 5 or 6 days. But if I had done from 0 to 5 or 6 days a week, then I would have failed miserably, because that's completely unrealistic. I wouldn't have been giving my body any time to recover, because at the beginning I was so sore all the time. I was working muscles that I hadn't used in years. So a good way to stay motivated is having a next step. Maybe adding an extra day or an extra class or an extra type of exercise into your routine might actually motivate you more. That's what I found, at least. I know when my classes are and they just kind of seamlessly fit into my lifestyle. I'm much more likely to go and do them. Start slow so that you have things to build onto. My next tip is definitely, for me personally, a huge one, is up there with the most important. And that is to set yourself aspirational but achievable goals. Constantly have a goal in mind. This for me is part of my why. Literally part of my why. A huge part of my why is to do things that I've never been able to do before, and to reach goals, and to set myself goals and actually achieve them. So my first example was to do a 5K, just to do one, and I did it. And then my second was to run the entire way, and then I did it. And every week I now try and get my time a little bit faster. So I have very small weekly goals for me that's kind of constantly ticking over. But then I like to have a slightly bigger goal in the near distant future. So for me, the 10K is my next goal, and that's now in 2 weeks. Today was actually my last park run before the 10K. So I feel like running the whole 10K is an achievable goal, but it's definitely going to be challenging for me. But that's good because it's making me work hard, and it's making me want to go and do the 5Ks, because if I don't do the 5Ks, I'm not going to be I'm not progressing to get better for the 10K. But then I've got a more long-term goal. So I want to run a half marathon next year in March. So my 10K is my mid goal, and then my next big goal is going to be a half marathon. It's constantly changing and it's constantly progressing, and that keeps it interesting for me. I'm a very competitive person, but not with other people at all. I'm really competitive with myself, and if I set myself a task, I have to do it. In the gym, Monica is literally like, it's okay if you don't do this. And I'm like, no, I have to do it. Like, I really like to push myself. So having these goals for me has been completely crucial. Otherwise I feel like, what am I working for? And like, another goal for me is to do one push-up. I have never in my life been able to do a push-up. It has been a huge goal, and I'm so close. And I don't just mean like a bit of I mean like I want to do a full, all the way down, all the way up push-up, like a really good one. That is my goal, and I leave in 2 weeks, and I have to do my push-up before I leave in 2 weeks. I have to. And that's been my goal now for 4 months, and I've not been able to hit it yet. And it's just keeping me wanting to do more, because I want to do a push-up. And then my goal after that is I want to be able to do one pull-up. And then after that, we'll see. Maybe I want to be able to do 5 pull-ups. Maybe I want to be able to do 10 push-ups. Like, that's what's good about having goals, is it keeps you constantly focused on something. And that may not work for you. You might not want the pressure. You might want to be a little bit more carefree, a little bit more casual, and that is completely fine. You just have to find what works for you and what makes you enjoy your training. For me, I enjoy reaching goals, and I enjoy feeling strong, and I enjoy achieving things that I've set for myself, and that's what keeps me going, and that's what's keeping me motivated. I got sent this palette from NARS. It's their Endless Orgasm palette, and it's loads of creams, and I'm a little bit scared of it. I'm not gonna lie, I've swatched them. Mixing these 2 shades together and trying them as a blush. I probably shouldn't have set my face, but what are you gonna do? A little bit of glow. And then I'm gonna take this shade here and highlight my cheekbones with it. Okay, another thing that I found extremely helpful, if you are someone who is doing this to look a certain way, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I want you to feel as comfortable and as amazing as you can possibly feel. And if you feel that changing your diet and exercise to do that makes you feel really good, then do what you want to do. Like, it is no one else's business but your own. As long as you are remaining healthy, fueling your body the way it needs, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Something that I heard, and I can't remember where I heard it, but it really just stuck in my mind. I'm gonna use a little bit of my Fenty just to warm it up a bit, because that was a bit icy. I heard someone say that it takes 6 weeks for you to feel a difference, 8 weeks for you to see a difference, and it takes 12 weeks for other people to see a difference. Now that really spoke to me, because that gives you 12 weeks to focus on you and to focus on not what other people think, not what other people are saying. I'm gonna put on my favorite blush because I feel like that's gone a little bit patchy. Yeah, the first 12 weeks is all about you and how you feel about how you look, and the only opinion that is relevant is your own. I didn't really tell anyone that this is what I was doing. When I made the video why I'm losing weight, I was already 3 months into my journey, and I did that for a reason. I did that because I wanted the first 12 weeks to be about me, enjoying the process and feeling the changes and seeing the changes that were subtle but there for myself. I knew that I was gonna have to comment on it because it's crazy. When I hit the 12-week mark, that is when people started to comment. I started getting messages, I started getting comments on my pictures, on my videos. People in real life would be like, wow, have you lost weight? And I'd lost at that point a significant amount of weight, but it had taken a long time for people to notice it. And it was just a bit spooky how it was bang on 12 weeks and people started to notice. But I really, really found that that helped me because I took a bit of time away from the internet. I didn't post that much, you will have noticed. I went very quiet and I really just focused on myself for that time. I'm gonna do this gorgeous combination. It's the Huda Beauty Interview and Unreal Child from Hourglass. I don't know whether the video is up where I did this before, but I'm doing it again, and if I haven't posted that video yet, you'll see this again soon. I just really love the colors together. Don't panic about what other people think. Don't feel discouraged if people aren't, saying like, oh, you look really good, or oh, if you blah, 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 because it's not about them. It's not about their opinion. And by the time people start noticing, it will already be a lifestyle thing for you, because 3 months is a long time. Okay, going in with the lip gloss. So there you go, guys. Those are my top tips on how to stay motivated. I hope that helped some of you. Like, if you've hit a plateau, you're feeling like your progress is slowing down, or if you just need that initial push to start, I hope this helped you. And know that if it's worth having, it's worth working for. It's not gonna come easy. It is hard work. Tim's here. We're about to film a video together. Let me just grab him. If you were to give one piece of advice for someone who trying to get into fitness or wants to make some lifestyle changes, and they either don't know where to start, or they feel like they've hit a plateau and they've lost motivation, what's the piece of advice that you would give as someone who has dabbled in fitness for your whole life
and is now
lacking motivation?
No motivation. Do something small and do it regularly. How I got into it, started rock climbing, which is really fun, and is like, you wouldn't really think rock climbing is an exercise. So I started out doing pull-ups because they were like, oh, they're really good for rock climbing. So try and do it in a sense of, if you're starting out, do something that will help you get better at doing something else that you like. It doesn't have to be fitness based. And then after that, what I did was I started doing pull-ups, and I thought, oh, I'll do some press-ups now. Now I'll do some sit-ups. And then I was like, well, now I should just go to the gym, because it has all these things where you can do that there anyway. But lacking motivation, I don't know. It's hard. And make it a game as well. Make it like, be competitive with yourself, and then it will start to be more rewarding because you feel good. Exercise is good.
It is. But it's taken me 22 years to realise. That is the end of this video. I hope that you guys learned something new. I hope you feel a little bit more inspired. I hope that this helped a little bit with your motivation if you are lacking it. Let me know your top tips down below. I'm sure they'll be really helpful to other people. So make sure you read the comments and see what other people suggest if you're still stuck. And yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye!